This is Anthony with True Diamond Heart, continuing our video series on divine healing. Now, one of the things that stops our healing, or perhaps the fundamental thing that stops our healing, is we're trying too hard. We're trying to take control of what we as separate individual beings cannot possibly control. I cut myself, wherever it is. And it's not my will, my personal will, that heals that. I don't say, heal, and think about it and feel it to bed. Just the opposite. The more I do that, the more likely I am to pick at it, and the more likely I am to interfere with the healing process that automatically and naturally occurs. The body, the emotions, the mind, the energetic body, it's all designed, this one thing that's a constellation of those experiences, of those manifestations, it's designed to heal. It heals by itself. It's automatic pilot. We interfere with it by trying too hard. I will try to. There was a point in my life where I was taking so many vitamins that I turned yellow. I was toxic. I was poisoning myself with health. I was trying too hard. When I just gave up on the vitamins, stop trying so hard, everything naturally restored to the balance that it was meant to restore to. Try less. This doesn't mean you don't do your medical. It doesn't mean you don't do your exercise. It doesn't mean you don't do your supplements and your healthy eating. It doesn't mean you don't do your meditation. Of course it doesn't mean that. Or all of the various practices that we do to build and facilitate and open to balance and health. But it does mean that we give up the idea of control. Personal control. This thing happens by itself when we don't interfere with it. Let's do a very brief meditation, please. Make sure you have a few minutes where you can just devote yourself in safety to this experience. Close your eyes, please. There's a ball of light in the center of your forehead, a ball of light in the center of your chest, and a ball of light in the center of your stomach. Now, anytime, any thought or feeling, we use our divine power of choice to decide that we're going to stay here and do this, experience this, be this. And any thought, feeling, or the car that passed by that sound, we decide simply to put it in a box at our feet that's labeled later. That sound that's passing by, I put it in the box marked later. I choose not to be distracted now. This thought that passed by my mind about something, what I was going to eat or what someone said, I simply put it gently in the box marked later. No disrespect, no struggle. It will have its moment, but it's just not now. Now the three balls of light are my experience. And the ball of light in my stomach expands until it touches the earth and expands into the chest. And the one in the chest is also expanding into the ball below it and into the ball above it. The ball in the forehead is expanding the light until there's simply just light. This snow person of three bubbles of light, expanding light, merged into one expanse of light that fills every cell, every organ, every system, the entire physical body. That sound of that loud engine, simply just one part of this expanse of light. We needn't be too mindful of what the expanse of light is doing. That's not what we're doing right now. It will fill every corner of creation. It will fill every moment of time, past, present, and future. But this is not the point of what we in our divine aspect of chooser have chosen to do with this experience. Allow it to expand. Our consciousness stays fairly well focused in the body. Now, there is no thought. Any thought, remember, that comes, we simply put in the box marked later. And every word that I hear, the ears that are listening, the voice that speaks, the heart that generates this, is always sparking an association in my mind and in my body, telling me to think or feel something, and yet I am in the image of the divine right now, especially in this light form that is barely embodied, mostly enlightened. There's just a vague body, but mostly enlightened in this state. I choose not to be pulled out of this experience, which is a thoughtless, timeless, feelingless. I feel things, but not in the sense of emotions. I feel at peace. I feel at home. I feel one. I feel feel comfortable. Now, this is the state, or at least the edges of the state of divine being. In this state, I am healing. Simply, in this state, I am healing at a rate and in a way that normally does not happen. Every single cell, every single tissue, every single organ system, every integration of physical, emotional, psychological, and energetic body is now united into one experience of wholeness and ease. And it is healing of its own. There is no say your name interfering with it. That name is a small part of what is happening here. Yes, we're conscious of the body. It's happening in my body, the ears that hear. And yet the surrender is the expansive light, love, energy that's literally creating space and time, and yet transcends all space and time. Just words, but it's the vibrational energy of this word that is coming from the heart of the ears that are listening. This is not someone else speaking to me. I am speaking to myself. There's only one self. And in this absolutely surrendered state, I have surrendered the individual self that started this meditation. I have surrendered it to this grand light experience. And in this grand light experience, the individual body, mind, emotions, and energy that came into this is healing at light speed, because everything is light. Let's come gently out of the meditation and back to everyday consciousness. That was a state of divinity, or the beginning of a state of divinity, the state of healing. In that space, in that experience, the healing moves at the rate or closer to the rate. Healing can be instantaneous if the surrender is full. The healing happens very much proportional to the ability to surrender. And surrender is something we actively learn to do. Actively, we do our meditation, our mindfulness, our silent prayer. Actively, we do our physical exercise, which, yes, it helps. We do our proper eating. Actively, we do all these conscious things that we personally decide, but we do them towards the aim of reaching deeper and deeper surrender, as we just experienced. And in that deeper and deeper surrender, we're healed. It's quite incredible. Stay with us. We're going to continue our series. Maybe the cat needs to eat before we continue our series on divine healing.